Hello, and welcome back. Well, it's Thursday evening, 6:45. I was going to start going through the boxes of the DVDs. And just going to show again. This is one of three. Right, so that one's full, and then two more. So I was going to just start going through them, putting them in probably at least two, most likely three different types of genres or categories. And then when I'm all said and done with at least any of those categories, let's just say so it'll be action adventure, and most of it is the action adventure, some comedy, some romance, some what do they call those comedy romance ones, and then some family, but primarily the action adventure. Separate those, that way I can have at least a lot of 100, because I have 4 of these size boxes, which is probably going to hold over 100 when I get that quantity in this box. And these ones, I got 4 of these from the guy who I got the DVDs from. And I'll see what I can fit in here and just make that lot and just mark it DVD lot 1, that way I know, or romance, and just put it on the shelf and eventually wait for them to sell. And that's just going to be a way on how I'm going to recoup some of the money that I spent in regards to the $500 I spent total for the books. I got those books listed yesterday. Combined, after those specific ones were listed and doing an estimated 25% off, because none of the books were really higher end, so they were all falling at 25% off. At the price that they were, which was just about $300, so if I take even that third for the map on that, it's still $200 in books if they all sell. That map, I did look up a little more. I could probably ask $200 to $300. The primary part is going to be the size. You know what? Let me get that. I'm not quite sure on how well this will show. So it is, I'm going to say at least 5 foot that way, maybe almost at least 3 feet up and down. And it's a Stark County. Is it the correct direction? Yes. So that's North Canton going down. I was like over here where I got the stuff. And you have Canton, which is wherever it is on the map. So it gets over here. The Football Hall of Fame's right about there. So it is a larger map. Alliance, my dad lives outside of that area. Goodwill up in Uniontown that I was at. Actually, so you have Marlboro Township right here. And you go a little more east, and then you get into Alliance. Louisville, a few people in Louisville. So this, because of the size, I will most likely be able to ask probably $200. In the few numbers that I have seen on this all match up to 92, so it might be a 1992. And since they have done, plenty of construction, that's why these old maps definitely come in handy. But this is good for just a surveyor's office or a collector or someone. So there's Canton, so the Football Hall of Fame. You go straight down. There's Orchard Acres. So right about in here is where the Football Hall of Fame is, somewhere within this big stretch. Park Ridge, Myers Lake. It's not down that far. So, yeah, this I picked up for $15. Really not that heavy, but it'll still probably be 5-6 pounds, plus the linear measurements on it. I don't even know why I'm going this crazy on this part. And then that palm thing, and then I went ahead and went through the DVDs again. There's half of them are sub 10. The other less than half is is 1020, and there's one that was like $50, another one that's about 30. So not one of those things that really is going to be overly make a bunch of money on. If with CDs, that would have been a different story because CDs are just so, a lot of them are just so absolutely specific that if you buy a lot of 100 or 200, chances are you're going to end up with something pretty good. And they take up a little less room. I'm not going to get into all that. So the point of this video is I will eventually angle the camera down this way, and then when I'm done editing, it's probably only going to be another 5-8 minutes of me just kind of going through, because I can't, well, I could talk for the entire time I'm going through it. But just kind of see that these are the boxes that I'm going through. It's some work that I was going to do anyhow. I did source today. I went down to Chardon and got some stuff at the Discovery store, the Disco store, and the Goodwill down there. I got nothing. I came back up, went to the Goodwill up here in Menor, and got 4 CDs. Now, some Goodwills, they still charge $1.71. Some charge $2.49. That one still likes to charge $2.49, so I paid a little more for them, but of what I was looking at, they were still in here. We have Bruce. Your stinky skunk smell is kind of going away, Bruce. You're going to fall asleep and you're going to flop on me? Oh. He just flops. So you don't care. Right, Bruce? He jumped in the box I was going to use. And he fell down flopping midair. So instead of going down like this, he went down like that and just landed on his side. And he's completely laying down. All right, so like I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and pick out any of this action-adventure stuff. Put that in. Postman, no man, you're famous. So if I remember any specific quotes, try to remember that. High crimes I saw that a while ago, so that's going to be suspense over action-adventure. Step Island, I'm not quite sure if it's suspense or not. If it has, I can always just go through those again. Rundown. I don't want to use a cliche, but Stifler. Stifler's mom. My mom. Don't know about Michael Clayton. Hanover Street, Harrison Ford, that's going to be more suspense. So action-adventure is going to be more like fighting and weapons. And then I'll get like a family, young adult and romance together. A rom-com is the word I was looking for. Taken. Red line. Oh man. I said I was going to say a line from the movies. I will find you. The Graduate. Rescue Dawn. I don't know what that one is. Oops. Crank. Whoever's Gladiator. King Kong, maybe. I want to say it's action and adventure. I mean, it's definitely an adventure when you have, what, 1,000-foot gorilla, whatever King Kong is. That. Sylvia. Some family stuff. Red Belt definitely has, looks like some fighting in it. Killer Elite, I think that narrows it down exactly. It's probably got our suspense. The Man from Elysian Fields. Don't know. Andy Garcia. And Mick Jagger. Juliana Margolis. She played the one other ship recovery person from Ghost Ship. The Monuments Men. Yep. Action adventure. Bang bang shoot 'em up. So I guess I probably just go through this box here since it's only double stacked. Punisher. It's action adventure. Kiss the Girls. That would be suspense. Druids with Christopher Lambert, who's a Highlander. I don't know quite yet on that. So if I'm going to be missing out on the 100 count of the actual action adventure, then I'll go through some more and try to get a 100. So Cellular and Goldfinger, yes. Bang Bang Pum Pums in here. There are some guns. All right. A Guardian. Ashton Kutcher. Great in The Butterfly Effect. I love that movie. And then speaking of The Postman. No, man. You're famous. Don't know. Michael Clayton. More suspense. I'm going to guess as I'm going through some of these, some people are not going to agree with that they're suspense or not. This is just arbitrary. What's absolutely is going to be action adventure will go in a box for action adventure 100 CD or 100 DVDs. Good timing for me to shut up. All right. Although that one, yes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Put that one in there just in case. Entrapment, yes. War, War has bang bang pum pums in it. The Net, that's almost like a suspense. A Samurai. Valkyrie. Not quite pum pums, or bang bangs. Another one. So when I get the 100, it'll be listed for $100, $99.99, and free shipping. So chances are the shipping won't be any more than $20 when they sell. So for me to still get 15 and 35, still get 65 cents each out of the ones that I sell. Partner Pilates. I don't know what that is. Proof of Life. Exercise. Definitely for that. Definitely for that. Definitely for that. Then I'll have another lot set up that will be so like the young adult, teen, family, romance that'll also have like the exercise stuff in it. Not to apply sexism, but most likely women are going to watch the Pilates workout stuff, and that's kind of what that family one, that young adult family one's kind of getting at. And if you mix, kind of conflate a little bit of workout with romance, that kind of makes sense because, anyhow. Sentinel. Misfits. Boondock. There's some bing bangs in that. All right, the last row here. That's Suspense. I think there's already an Alamo in there. Mark Lando, Tom Berenger. That's going to be more Suspense. Dirty Dancing. Intermission. I mean, somebody named their son Calm. Calm Meanie. Isn't that weird? That's like the guy's name Rip Torn. It's like, come on. So, Suspense. It may not be Suspense, but it's just not action adventure under my complete arbitrary decision on what I want to consider suspense or action adventure. That can be suspense. All right. Fight Club, yeah, it has fighting in it. Freedom Land, yeah, me as well. Enough suspense. The Marine, yep, action adventure. And Beautiful Mind, no. White Thing, no. Frank Sinatra, 51st States, Angel Eyes. No. No. Rundown, I think there's already a Valkyrie in there. And I think there's already a Rundown, because that's the one I pointed out. So we'll just leave those there. If I run out, and if I need more, I know that those are at least in there. I want to try to remember. Kingdom of Heaven, maybe, but not quite in that genre. No. No. Young Liam Neeson, younger. All right, Focus, Suspense. Young Zac Efron. Lethal Weapon for sure. Deadpool. Jessica Lange. Played in, I mean, she's played a lot of stuff, but remember a lot more from the American Horror Story. Zac Efron, that one again. The Net, I believe that one's already in there. Code, yes. Alright. Taking a Pelham, yes. No. No. More suspense, no. Bad example. Charlotte Sway's already in there. So you're not, well, you are seeing the same thing again. It's just duplicates. Autumn, New York, no, no. Bastard, Dwayne Rock, yep. Casino Royale, yeah. Constant Murder, no. The Identical, don't know. That one's already in there. All right, so for what's in here, quick count 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 4, 46, 48, 50. So out of that one box, which has the most in it, there's 50. And if I end up with more than 100, I'll just take out stuff that doesn't really match that suspense feel. That go right there. So there's these two. That's why I gotta ride my bike more. Get my legs working. I'm not exactly this way. So these two boxes, got to go through and find more of the action adventure and then separate everything else out. This is going to be totality for something I will do in the next couple days. But I started thinking about it. This is where they're going to get put at for now until I actually go through them. So I might as well make it quick. It'll be about a 20-minute video. See here. The Siege would qualify. Bridge of Spies, I don't know. IP Man definitely has some fighting in it. Avenging Angelo. Desperado, right? So I'll make those within the next handful of days. It'll be something I'll go over on the weekend. And then the my sale starts, I think, on Monday, and that's going to run for or whenever it starts. Well, today's the 25th. Whatever date or day it starts, I'll do that. Then after the sale is when I'll list all the other disc media I got from that guy. And when I'm doing sales toward the end of the month, I do a lot of sell similars just to kind of bring that back up. So it gets time, especially about a week, if maybe no more than like 10 days before, I really don't add stuff. And if I do, it's going to be slow moving stuff or 40, 50, 60 bucks. All that lower end stuff, because when I put that sale up and it goes up a couple more brackets, especially this one, or especially July and January, when those are 5 brackets higher, 10% more off, and if I list them and then the next handful of days later, they go in and then they're all at 10% less. So you do that on those lower valued ones that are 20 bucks, and then you still have best offers on, you're scalping yourself out of some chunk. So I don't do that for the lower price items when I do sales. I'll usually just do some sell similars or list some books or put up some higher price $40, $50, $60 items if I need to put more items up. Yeah, and I just did some sell similars when I got back today. So that's just another one of those tacks of what I do so I can kind of keep track of inventory. So if I were to list this stuff now and I want to have it at about $100, $98, whatever it would be, and if they go on sale, then they'll be like 85 bucks when I'm just now putting them up. I prefer to kind of sit on these lots. And believe it or not, lots of like 100 and you put them up for a little under 100 bucks, there's a lot of competition out there. But if you have a nice thumbnail that has 3 stacks of the DVDs that you're offering, if you align the lighter colored spines, so this one right here, so these would be like this, right? So you're going to have a bunch more down here. You put these lighter colored spines in the middle when you take your picture, and you've got 33, 33, 33, whatever it may be, however the height works out, and you put those lighter ones right here. When people are looking smack at that picture, just at the thumbnail, they're able to see these because everything's really light, so they're able to read those, and being that they can read them kind of gives them a bit of an enticement to go ahead and click the photo to go into the listing. You're going to be, if you do this, you're going to be competing with a whole bunch of listings for pretty much the same thing, but people buy lots of 100 DVDs for 80 to 100 bucks all the time. So there are things that will sit a month or 2, 3, but get something back, 50, 60 bucks back per 100. All right. So I think it's pushing. I'm going to try to edit it down to just over 20 minutes. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, not really a whole lot, but this is a picture trick. Not really a trick. It's just one of those things. It tricks the eyes. Kind of like why in grocery stores, why all the things that have really bright colors and have bigger font and bigger lettering is all at most people, it's at eye level. Me, I'm quite a bit taller. But all that marketing is to have your eye catch that. And that's the same concept here, because if you go dark, dark, light, dark, dark, light, 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 dark, and you just kind of mix it up. But if you keep all the lighter colored ones right there, and when it's all said and done, there's going to be about 10 that are all going to be lighter colored directly across. So it's easy for the person to see that just in the thumbnail. And when you start mixing all these different colors, you get a parallax effect where like the railroad tracks that look like they get closer, but they're not. They're the same distance because you're looking at it in the distance, right? So that's like the parallax. So if you're doing light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, it throws the... it's like looking at a repeating signal. People don't really want to look at that. When they can focus in on one thing, they'll look at it and grab their attention. It's all those little things. I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe that was marketing class. Maybe it was a YouTube video. It was like, if you're gonna do lots, do something like that. Don't remember, but I've done that for I don't know, the two handfuls of times that I've listed big, especially DVD lots. All right. So again, like you learned that with the pictures for lots of stuff like that. Thumbing going up, comment down below, subscribe, share, everything helps. Appreciate it. Thank you.